There's a well-known saying that all good things must come to an end, and when it comes to racing horses, the same applies to their careers on the track. The good news for horses that race here in the UAE is that there's a ready-made place for them to come to once their racing days are over. This is it. This is Dubai Racing Club's retirement home in Hatta, just on the border with Oman. And once their careers are done, the horses can come here and live out the rest of their days in peace and quiet.
When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, will you still be sending me a Valentine?
The airy barns contain some familiar names, with former Masaba Al Mahari sprinting star Makinleth among those that we stopped to say hello to, along with Jebel Ali winner Senlis, who is the son of the great race mare Pebbles. In this paddock behind me, this bay horse is no less than Otam Bem, who was a winner of Maktoum Challenge Round 3 a few years ago for trainer Ismail Mohammed. We move on to the next paddock, a really distinctive fellow here. This is Gravitas, who was a multiple winner for Godolphin. He's now living out his days in this lovely paddock, a really distinctive horse, and remember him winning at Nad Al Shiba a few years ago. And then if we just move down to this paddock here, this one is a real old favourite, because once he completed his career on the track, he went on to be a pony for the Outriders at Nad Al Shiba. This is Wolf Whistle, winner of an Al Rashidir a few years ago, a real favourite, and he's absolutely loving life here at Hatta. With 140 boxes and hundreds of spacious paddocks on the 250-acre site, the home is a formidable operation. The big job of managing it comes down to Brenda Cook and her team of 54 dedicated staff. So Brenda, you've been here since the start of this home back in 2000, and how did it all come about? Whose idea was it?
It was Sheikh Mohammed's idea. We started the retirement home in Al Rawaya, and we had a very small number, and then our numbers started to grow and this place came available, so we moved to here. We've got 140 boxes, huge sized paddocks.
It's a tremendous facility. I mean, these horses, we've seen them today, they look so happy if they're in their boxes, if they're outside, they're all well, they're loving life.
Yeah, it's great because they know their times. They come in at about 6:37 in the morning and then they stay out all night because it works the whole summer and winter. We used to have them out during the day, but then you're taking them in and pulling them out and they get unhappy being in the box and they just love being together.
Space at the home is not just allocated to thoroughbreds, and all shapes and sizes are catered for, from huge warm-blood Sullivan down to tiny pony Mimi. All ages too are allowed in, and the two eldest residents, Penny and Tiddlywinks, are remarkably aged 36 years old.
All the horses here belongs to His Highness and his family, so it's basically a retirement home for the whole family. So when they do their duty or whatever they're to do, jumping, pony riding, racing, endurance, there's a space here and they're retired, the boss wants to send them here. So we bring them here and we match them up and then they live life like they should, happy.
With new horses arriving all the time, finding friends for them is no easy task, but Brenda has a tried and tested method. What Brenda's going to show us now is an introduction between a new horse and one who's been here for some time. Counterpunch is the chestnut horse here, and on the inside is 100% mine. And just explain to us what happens now.
Well, for safety, we put the two horses, one inside and one outside. So if they want to introduce themselves and spot and kick, they won't get hurt. So we let the grey one off loose, and then we let the chestnut one off loose. And they'll run around and sniff at one another and introduce themselves over a couple of days, and then we'll turn them out together, and that cuts down injuries and other problems that we get.
We can hear quite a lot of snorting, they're getting a bit excited. Is that normal?
Yeah, that's normal. That's their introduction to one another, and it's on a safe level because they can't get at one another. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's the safety way to go.
And these are both geldings, which is what you mostly have amongst the thoroughbreds anyway.
Yeah, we try to keep away from stallions, even though we have a few here. But because there's mares around and because there's geldings, the stallions just give us a little bit more problems. So, if possible, we try not to take them.
Some of the horses who arrive at Hatta are fit and young enough to become riding horses, and new owners are carefully selected, as Brenda explains.
We have quite a few people come looking like expats and local people, and all nationalities will come and see if we got a horse that's young enough to give away and sound enough that we have rehabilitated and got strong enough to do what they want, like dressage, a little bit of show jumping. Just people generally want to ride, just want them as a pet. And you find a lot of people that will come that their husbands are working and they've nothing to do all day, so it's more women we would get than men. And they really look after them, and they send us pictures on the internet. We go visiting them, like we keep an eye on them constantly, and we've had very good results, really, really good results.
I know you've worked with horses for many years. What's the best part about this job for you?
See the horses happy. So for me, they're happy, I'm happy.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?